How are we getting on, folks? Luke here from LAGFX. We are back today with a new Sunday Sessions video. If you are new to this series, it's basically where I choose a few pairs that I feel hold good potential for the coming week, and I give you guys my analysis and any potential trades that I am looking at taking. Now, this style of video is great for those who are looking to learn my strategy and how I analyze the markets, but it's also good for those as well who are wanting to take advantage of some potential trading opportunities, as I say, in the coming days and weeks. Now, there's a few pairs I'm going to go over today. I'm going to skim through them, giving you guys some key zones and areas, as well as the direction I'm looking to trade in. So if you guys have any questions or queries with regards to this analysis, please leave them in the comments below. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. So the first pair we are going to be looking at today is actually the gold to the US dollar, so the XAU USD market. You can see here, looking at the daily time frame, this market is very much bullish, trading us in a bullish way, quite clearly. We would presume that this would happen just down to the fact that we are looking at gold. Gold is something that will always hold value, and demand realistically should outrule gold overall. Hence why we see this bullishness being put in. You'll see here on the daily timeframes, I have actually highlighted this last sell to buy region. Okay, so this is a demand zone. This is a hidden order block on the daily timeframes. You can see how price is traded into the 50% mark and traded as higher, which is what was expected. Now, I am actually expecting a continuation in this bullishness to trade us up and into one of three supply zones before any kind of down move. I think realistically we should probably be looking for longer term buy positions in this market. That's our safest bet. However, I do believe price will come down to correct itself, as we have a lot of inefficient structure below. You can see here there's an area of demand here. There's also this here that's been left unmitigated. We also have a gap in the market. So there's plenty of places, as we look back in price, where there is inefficient structure. And I feel price will eventually put in a higher time frame correction, so a bearish move down, to come and clear some of this inefficiency. Obviously, before that, we should be looking for areas at which price can reverse to the downside from. So I've got these three areas marked out. Before then, I am looking for buy positions. Okay, so what we need to be doing is obviously looking within this current impulsive wave for any areas that have been left unmitigated that price may come to trade down and into. So there's this here, which is 2025 to 2029. So if you want to go ahead and mark that out, by all means do so. And then we also have this huge inefficient candle here as well, which would be considered another order block that price may come to correct and trade down into before a continuation higher. So for this market this coming week, I am looking for buy opportunities just based on current structure, the strength in the gold as well. And I do believe price has to put in this bullish run in order to see some kind of bearishness being introduced. So here is two potential outcomes for this market. Price may absorb this first one here and decide to trade down and into this one. So again, mark this out. This is on the 4-hour time frames, 1995 to 2008. And if price comes to trade through this and absorb this, then we have these two zones here. So again, mark out these three zones as potential areas to go short from. But ultimately, I am looking for long opportunities. We just need to wait for the right opportunity to actually enter. Our entry confirmation always comes via a breakout structure after a penetration of a supply or demand zone, or some kind of area of interest. So that's my rundown on the XAU USD market, and that's what I believe price will be doing over the course of the next week or so. Okay, now moving over to the NAS 100, you can see here that this is another extremely bullish market, giving us the insight that the US dollar is strong. Now, what we can see, however, is price has just put in an impulsive wave, okay? So, because of that, I feel that price may come down to trade lower to correct itself before a continuation higher. I've got this area marked out here. We may come to see this area of demand being swept as well. Similarly to XAU USD, we are expecting price to trade up and into a supply zone of this nature, which would say that the gold is stronger than the US dollar. So with this, we would want to see some kind of bearishness, right? And that's exactly what I'm expecting to see. Some kind of correction to trade down into an area of demand before a continuation higher. So these two pairs will correlate with each other perfectly if they play out in the direction that I'm thinking they will do. We want to see bullishness in this one to trade up and into two supply zones. We want to see bearishness in this one before trading us higher, trading into demand zones. Okay, so I've got this area marked out here. I'll mark this out on the charts for you all just so you can go ahead and mark this out for yourself. Okay, perfect. So this is the area in price that I feel the NASDAQ could trade down and into. There are obviously fractal areas of demand as well, but I do feel as though these areas here may be absorbed and we should see a larger move to the downside. I could be wrong, but that's my thinking. So go ahead and mark this out as a potential area of interest. And then obviously there's no harm in looking for fractal areas within this bullish impulsive wave. But that's my thought process for the NAS 100. You can see here that I marked out a fair value gap. So if we just go back to the 4-hour time frames, you can see that we've gone from the top of this wick to the bottom of this wick. Price came to clear this perfectly before trading us higher. I actually missed out on this opportunity as well as this one, just down to when price played out. So you can see here that this was around 7 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't actually at my computer at this point. I actually had meetings in Copenhagen at this point, so I missed this entry for the short. And then you can see here, this was at 7 o'clock at night. And for me, I usually trade the New York and London session. So this was past my usual time of trading, which is obviously quite unfortunate, but things like this happen in Forex, and all we do is we look for the next opportunity to get involved. But you can see here the analysis I provided. I wanted to see this bearishness trade us lower, followed by the bullishness that took us higher. Okay, now taking a move over to the Great British Pound to the US dollar. You can see here price is currently correcting itself, and I'm expecting this correction to continue to trade us up and into this area of supply. Now, I believe price may take around 2 to 3 days to actually reach this point. Obviously, this depends on the volume that's being introduced in this market, but I do feel price will trade up and into this. Supply will be introduced, demand will be offloaded, and we should see a reversal and a flip to the downside. We will obviously look to take part in short positions, taking advantage of the new impulsive wave that trades us lower. We are wanting to see the strength in the Great British Pound, weakness in the US dollar, which will give us the drive up and into the supply zone. Going back to the NASDAQ, we want to see weakness in the US dollar to trade us lower before obviously strength is introduced. And the same is applied with this market here. Weakness in the US dollar, so we can see price trade up. Supply will be introduced. We want to then see strength introduced in the US dollar, and that should help push price lower. So you can see that the markets so far that we have gone over are all correlating with one another. And this is very important when we are looking at analysing and taking part in the markets, that the analysis we are performing correlates with itself. So again, what I will do is I will mark this out as a potential area to go short from. Just ensure that when you are placing positions in these markets, you are waiting for the right confirmation parameters to be met before you place those trades. So just as an example, we want to see a continuation in this bullish structure that's being put in. A penetration of the supply zone. Supply will be introduced. That should give us a break of structure, break in the last protected low within the bullishness. Price will then come to correct itself to set a lower high, and that's when we look to get involved in short positions. Okay, so it may look something like this. This would be our break of structure. We would take part in the correction, getting involved around here when price comes to trade into a fractal area of supply and set its first lower high in the new bearish structure. So those are my thoughts for the Great British Pound to the US dollar market. Okay, now moving over to the Australian dollar to the US dollar market, you can see here that I'm wanting to see bearishness continue in a trade that we are actually in already. I've marked out an area of supply here that I feel price may come to correct itself up and into before continuing to trade us lower. Now, obviously going back to the previous markets that we've analysed, We wanted to see bearishness in this market, so strength in the US dollar. We want to see strength in the NASDAQ, i.e. the US dollar, trading higher eventually. And then obviously the same in this market. We want to see bearishness after a penetration of one of three supply zones here. And the same applies. We want to see bearishness being introduced, which would suggest strength in the US dollar. Now, the Australian dollar isn't one of the strongest currencies anyway, hence why I am suspecting that price will just continue to trade us lower. I've got this area, as I say, I've got this area of supply marked out here, and I'd love to see price trade up and into this before a continuation in bearish structure. So what I will do is I will mark this out as a potential re-entry for those VIP clients who got in on this trade on Friday. And for anyone who didn't get involved, this could be an area to enter short from. Again, please just make sure that you are waiting for entry confirmation. I give out this analysis, and these are obviously key areas and zones that I am looking to enter in on trades, but it doesn't mean to say that if price trades in, I'm going to enter. It just gives us a key area to look to enter from. Obviously, very important that we wait for the right order confirmation before executing a trade. And if we aren't delivered with the right confirmation to enter, then I don't enter the markets. So those are my thoughts for the AUD USD. Very quick, very simple. Just want to see a continuation of bearishness. There's an area there that you could look to go short from. Just wait for that break of structure, fractal break of structure on the 5 and 15 minutes. If you are delivered with that, then you can look to go short in this market. Just finally touching on the Euro US dollar, you can see here I've marked out a zone, a hidden order block I'd love to see price trade up and into before a continuation in bearishness. So this again suggests the strength in the US dollar. So we are looking for strength in the US dollar across the board and throughout this coming week. Now, what I'll do is I'll mark this out as an area for you all that you could mark out on your own charts as somewhere to potentially look to go short from. Just wait for the order confirmation before placing your trades. So we want to obviously see price trade up and into this area, continue this consolidating phase, trade us up, break structure to the downside, correct itself before trading us lower. So the same thing that we wanted to see on the Great British Pound to the US dollar, we want to see here. Very simple, very brief. When it comes to placing our take profit targets and our stop losses, we would look to place our stop loss just above the zone we get involved from, and our take profit would be placed just above the last swing low. This guarantees that our take profit can be achieved while still giving us a brilliant risk to reward ratio of a 1 to 9. So those are my thoughts on the euro to the US dollar market. I have got the US dollar CAD on here. However, I'm not going to be showing this analysis in this video. I will be posting it in the Learning Lounge group chat. So if you want to see the US dollar CAD analysis, head over to the Learning Lounge group chat. The link will be in the description. It is completely free to join. Go ahead and join the Learning Lounge group chat and you'll have full access to the US dollar CAD analysis. But if I'm being completely honest with you, if you've been paying attention to this video, you should know what my bias for this market will be and the direction I want to see this market going. Now, if you guys have any questions or queries regarding the analysis I've gone through today, as I said at the start of the video, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you aren't involved in our VIP services or the Learning Lounge group chat, head down to the link in the description and get yourself involved so you're not missing out on trading opportunities. Now, that is going to summarize my segment of this Sunday sessions video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Both me and James have been traveling a lot as of recently, so we have actually recorded some vlog footage. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start posting some vlog-like videos just to give you guys a different side to us, whilst also highlighting the lifestyle that we live being full-time Forex traders. Now, I just want to say a massive thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next Sunday Sessions video.